Hello and welcome back to Cal Ripken Senior Collegiate League Baseball here on the Big Train Baseball Network. I am Carson Cass, joined by Zach Lewis on my left, or yes, on my left, maybe you're right, unsure if we're flipped on the screen. Either way, it's the Southern Maryland Senators taking on the Big Train. But before we get there, let's take a little look back at what you missed on the away trip as we were on the road Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, last night we were at Gaithersburg, but the night before that we were at Olney. How did that game go for the Big Train?
And that Big Train squad doing a very good job, obviously, to try and get their way through an Olney team that was 7-2 lead. Then they give up 11 unanswered, so not exactly what they were hoping for in Olney. Very good pitching staff up until that seventh inning, and then things kind of went off the rails, if you will. But then they went to Gaithersburg last night.
Yeah, last night at Gaithersburg, Big Train were missing, notably head coach Sal Colangelo and Jackson Mirza due to an ejection the night before in Olney with a close first base call that did not go the Big Train's way. Pitching was strong for both teams there in that game, and unfortunately Gaithersburg was able to make the most of their chances late in the game with the Big Train were not leaving 12 runners on the base.
Yeah, I mean, 12 runners left on, 1-15 the entire time with runners on base. They didn't have the best job that they need to do. They need to capitalize on that basically today. But that's going to be a separate topic for later. We'll see how they can do against the Southern Maryland pitching staff, and we'll take a look at them very quickly. Southern Maryland 2-1. They lost their opener game 8-4. Games after that, they went 2-0 at that home stretch that now lasted 3. This is their first away game of the season for the Maryland side. And then they'll have themselves a pretty good one after last night. They beat a top-tier Alexandria team.
Yeah, they had a good game last night against the Aces, able to get up early with a strong performance also from Chase Fulford, going 4 for 4 with 2 doubles and 2 RBI, and helped them fend off the Aces in the end in that match last night.
We'll sneak peek at this starting lineup, which we'll see a little bit later. Chase Fulford will lead things off. Lehman follows after that. Carlson and then Kieran Kehoe as Zach Anderson, follows behind him. Ramey, Kai Lewin, Yenli Nolasco, the pitcher in the DH spot, playing 2 ways. Jack Ewart behind him. We'll take a little bit look at the defense side of the Big Train in just a little longer, as this side is going to go through in just a moment. We'll be right back as the national anthem will be played here in Shirley Povich Field, and we will have baseball here on the Big Train Network. Welcome back to the Baseball Network of the Big Train. I'm Carson Cass. Joining me is Zach Lewis. If you missed it, we'll take a look at this Big Train lineup this Big Train defensive lineup as they warm up here on the field. Starting in left field will be Ryan Foscolo, Jackson Mirza manning the middle with Will Hack on his right side. Daniel Machado will operate short. Bonaris, his counterpart, in the middle at second base. Logan Panette will operate the left corner. Emilio Gonzalez the right. TJ Gramesty behind the dish, and on the mound we will follow with his Big Train debut, the first time we've seen this guy, the lefty out of ECU, Charlie Hoagland.
Yeah, excited to have Hoagland with us tonight. Playing a good season with ECU last season, 22.2 innings pitched and 22 strikeouts in those innings, with an ERA of 5.16. So good to have another guy back for the Big Train, especially with the depleted pitching staff, and excited to see what he will be able to do tonight.
It's Oriole Bird Night here in the park as well. We can take a look at it later. The Oriole Bird is here. He's actually in the crowd tonight, hanging out with people. And, it's not something you see every day, but some stuff that goes on at Shirley Povich Field as we hit this top half of the first inning. Brief little lineup. Check back in Southern Maryland. Chase Fulford will lead things off at that shortstop side. We will see how he will do at that section. It's been a very good season for him, as has been the case for really most of the Southern Maryland Senator squad. Fulford is out of Binghamton. He will lead things off from the right side. Fulford, with that team, spent a very good year at Binghamton. Did not play in the regional that Binghamton made and was promptly eliminated very quickly from. They were back here, missed the first game. Almost everybody in the Binghamton squad missing that first game, other than one player who did actually play on Sunday, so he was not ineligible, but didn't play until Wednesday. And actually didn't play till Thursday because that is the likes of, I believe it was It was actually Chase Fulford who was not able to play till yesterday. I apologize. He had himself a fantastic day yesterday.
Yeah, and if he missed it in our open, he went 4 for 4 last night. 2 doubles and 2 RBIs in that. What an incredible start to his Senators' career that was last night.
Yet to be extinguished in any right. Fulford leads things off here in this top of the first. Charlie Hoagland on the mound. Big Train will try and right a wrong. They're down 1-2 this season, facing the 2-1 Southern Maryland Senators. A very, very good operation here in the Senator squad, who has found some fire to start with, beating 2 top teams in mainly Alexandria, and as well falling to DC, something else to look at as they are now 1-2. First one in there from Hoagland. He'll go back from the wine, that one outside to the catcher Corbin behind the dish. As it is Corbin who's now switched it up. Gramesty will look like he'll DH tonight. That's Parker Corbin behind the dish.
So yeah, Corbin having a solid night last night away to the Giants at the catcher position. Making a couple of really crucial and physical plays at the plate to get some runners out.
That one misses 2-1. He saw 3 putouts yesterday on that inside position. He did a fantastic job. 3 caught stealing throws as well. So technically 6 putouts. Oh, I think 3 assists, 3 putouts. Caught 3 runners stealing is the important part. 3-1. Hoagland's breaking ball misses outside. This is the lefty's first time on the mound for the Big Train. Did play some at ECU. Ground ball left side. It'll be collected by Punnett. He'll get it over to first base, and a soft ground out to the left side will start things off as Fulford is extinguished for the first time in the 2026 season.
Yeah, I think something that the Big Train could really use here. Talk about getting all the pieces of the team to work together. The first 2 games in the regular season for the Big Train being harder nights for pitching, kind of getting away from them. And last night actually a really solid inning pitching, but not able to make the hitting happen there. So would like to put both pieces of their game together here tonight.
Yeah, 2 arms available yesterday. Loss fell on Kaiser Smith, who is not used to going that long. That'll bring up the next batter in the Southern Maryland lineup. It's James Lehman. He had 0 for 4 yesterday with 2 walks and a K. 0 for 1 now as that pitch is in there for strike 1. Second one, a backdoor breaking ball. Had Lehman looking away, tried to defend his back, but did not really work out for him. That one broke inside. 0-2 count now. Hoagland. He'll come from the wind. He does a little double step. Gets a lot of momentum, and he strikes him out swinging under a fastball at the eyes and got him with the pretty much, I think, trap candy there is what I like to call it.
Yeah, absolutely, and a good start there for Hoagland. doing exactly what he needs to, stepping out, getting a ground out and then a strikeout in his first 2 batters faced for the Big Train this season.
Pitching the name of the game, as they faced an only squad who's actually delivered 38 runs the last 2 games, 13 of them to the Big Train, 25 atop the Silver Springs Tacoma squad. That one in there, strike 1 to James Carlson, the center fielder. We saw him in an exhibition, 0-1. That one, perfect strike on the upper inside corner. Hoagland has been very good so far at finding the zone, and something that has really struggled is we don't see a lot of guys going down 0-2 not swinging. 0-2, that one low. Corbin has to eat it. Now the 1-2 as the breaking ball misses low, went fastball, changeup, breaking. That one in there looking. He gets both kind of strikeouts, and that one will end the top of this frame. We'll go to the bottom as the Big Train will look to strike first against the Senators. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. I am Carson Cass, joined by Zach Lewis. The bottom of this first inning, and as they line up defensively, we'll take a little bit like that as Ewert in left, Carlson in center, Lewin in right for these Senators. Fulford and Rame make up the middle. Lehman and Kehoe will make up the corners. Anderson behind the dish will play battery mates with the man on the mound, making his first appearance of the season for the Senators squad. It'll be the likes of Will Pettis out of Georgia State. Pettis, pretty good season last time out with Georgia State. 16 games, 1 start in them, 21.2 innings pitched, a 7.89 ERA, which does not reflect how well he did pitch in most of those games. One of those situations, again, where you have a very, very bad few kind of innings and just things get away from him. Had a pretty high strikeout rate, very similar actually to the side of Hoagland, as we will have to run very quickly through this Big Train lineup. Bonaris will start it off at second base. We'll talk about the lineup after Bonaris is at bat fully. But a very good season maybe brewing for the man on the mound. It starts here at Shirley Povich Field within the reaches of Cabin John Regional Park. Cabin John Creek running behind the stadium and left.
Picturesque park here in Bethesda, Maryland.
First pitch to the lefty, Bonaris. It's a good fastball, but just can't break the zone. Bonaris last season with George Mason. Had a rough night last night, 0 for 5 with 3 Ks.
Yeah, not really typical for him last night.
Got behind a lot, and that's a good sign as Pettis misses, and the count goes to 0-2. It's a or 2-0, excuse me. Thinking 0-2 when the guy gets behind. 2-0, the hitter's count to Bonaris. That one very similar to that first pitch, but it's a little lower. Just able to paint the zone there on the inside frame of Bonaris. 2-1. Georgia State product. As this one lines in the air to left, might get down after it is. Run it. Goes on the ground. He has a little bit of a sliding play, but is able to get there as Ewert is able to get there. He'll fly out to left to start this inning. That'll bring up Daniel Machado. We'll go through this full lineup. Logan Panette behind him. Emilio Gonzalez will bat cleanup. Ryan Foscolo in left, fifth. Mirza, Gramisty, Corbin, and Hack. Position switch for Gramisty and Corbin. Corbin behind the dish tonight. Ground ball immediately up the middle for Machado, who continues his hot streak tonight. A single to start things off here, and the first base runner for anybody is the likes of Machado at short.
Good start for Machado there, earning himself a spot in the starting lineup. His first swing of the bat tonight, getting him over to first base.
That one outside. First pitch away to the batter, Panette, in that left side box. So he righty. It's always funny to me, the left and right box from our perspective is the left side righty box, right side lefty box. 1-0 now. Both lefties for both sides here. That one just perfectly on the lower portion of the zone. In there for strike one on the breaking ball. 1-1. Lefty looks back at Machado. Doesn't go back. Seen a lot of pickoff attempts on Machado already this season. Saw a few last night.
Machado, one of a few big train players who are looking to get out and earn a scoring position from a stolen base early on.
2-1. Ground ball left side. Panette almost gets it through the gap. It does. Off the glove of the third baseman, Lehman, and in there for what we will see will be labeled as a hit. Off of the very end of the glove, was not going to get there anyway. A calm little single for Panette. Will
Yeah, just enough speed for that one to take its way to the outside and avoid the double play there, put runners on second and first.
That will draw up the big bat of Emilio Gonzalez, fresh off the first Triple Crown in Sal Ripken Collegiate League senior history. His first team all Cal Ripken, obviously. Thinking about the throwback is Anderson, who threatens, but ultimately does not check on Daniel Machado at second. 1-1 the count, or 1-0 the count, excuse me. High foul ball backwards. That one will end up in the parking lot. The 1-1 now, as the man on the mound, Pettis, struggling. Two members of traffic. He gives up another walk here, which is how a lot of pitchers have dealt with Gonzalez, trying to avoid him. Ground ball behind him, goes through his legs on the foul. Machado, a dangerous runner at second. A threat to steal for certain. Not as much as Bonaris, who was extinguished. 1-0 turns to 1-2. Pettis distracted rearview mirror of Machado. That one an inside breaking ball. Nearly catches Gonzalez. He was struck last night by a fastball.
Yeah, Gonzalez showing early on in this season why he was the player that he was and earned the honors that he did last season. With his walk-off in the bottom of the ninth to win the game in Big Train's opener here against the Thunderbolts.
Ground ball right side, foul again. Gonzalez keeps this at-bat alive. Count is 2-2, remains that way. Pettis, obviously a lefty. Gets a really big advantage right now with a lefty-lefty batter as well as the sun in the batter's box, but not the mound. 2-2, lined in the air to left, gets down, will be enough for a single. Machado sent home, throw on the line from Ewert, play at the plate won't be there as his throw gets caught up in the grass. Slowed down by the turf, and a Machado comes in on a Gonzalez RBI.
Gonzalez hit that one pretty much exactly where he did in that walk-off I was just mentioning in that earlier game. Good spot for him to find and a good crack at the bat there.
That'll bring up the next batter in the order, Ryan Foscolo. He was 2 for 2 last night with a double and a single, had an RBI as well. That one in there, strike one goes down the middle of the plate. Very warm day today. If you had any electronics, they're certainly overheating. 0-1. Pettis trying to extinguish the same threat this time with a run on the board. 0-2 as Foscolo gets way under that low break air. Oh, to the count now. Scola behind. This one lined foul into the kids' zone. Pretty hot day today. Very nice out, though. At least nice looking. Not a cloud in the sky, again, has been the kind of theme of the last few days, which has been very nice. I mean, except if you're prone to sunburns.
No danger of rain-out games this weekend.
Lined in the air to the left. It's pretty high up. It's actually a pop-up. Got all of that, but he just kind of hit it straight directly into the air. Foscolo out on the pop-up. Infield fly rule called. He'll go down, and it'll bring up Jackson Mirza, the center fielder, the counterpart to him in left. Count zeros as Pettis looking to extinguish his third bat of the inning after getting rid of 2. Bit of a sandwich right now. Out 1, followed by 3 singles. Continued by a pop out. The 1-0 now. That one outside, and a good hitter's count for Mirza. Notably Foscolo in left, no Brennan Wright tonight. The second base left fielder coming off the bench. Looks like no TJ Gramesty tonight. Casey Carpenter, I believe, in the 28. It'll look like he'll bat next. Excuse me, that's, yes, Casey Carpenter out of Bel Air, Maryland will replace Gramesty in the lineup. 2-1 count now as Mirza loses his 2-0 advantage, fouling one backwards. 2-1, 2 outs. Big wave at that. Under a fastball, and he goes 2-2-2 on the board as Mirza will look to try and drive in the runner at second, who was one of the first 3 singles. He was second. Gonzalez drove one in with his first. If you're just tuning in, I know obviously very early in this one. Pettis goes, runner does as well. Grounder up the middle, collected by the shortstop. He'll have an easy walk to second base as Fulford is able to get the final out. We'll be right back as the top of the second rolls over. Southern Maryland looking to get off a 1-0 deficit here. 3 hits and 1 run for the Big Train. Welcome back to baseball on the Big Train Baseball Network. Up to bat, Kieran Kehoe, who had himself a 5-for-5 day on Sunday in the exhibition against the Big Train, has not had the season he's hoping for since.
Yeah, did not have a great night last night going 0-for-5, but 3-for-15 on the season so far. Trying to find his rhythm and stroke with a low OBP as well in the 200s.
0-1, he fouls the first pitch from Hoagland backwards. He's extinguished the first 3 batters of the game. Big Train have yet to go through 2 innings this season scoreless. 0-1. Ground ball up the middle. It's sawed off to Hoagland. Comes up with it, and he throws it to first base for the easy 1-3. Well done as Kehoe gets caught on a fastball right at his hands.
Yeah, that one kind of in an awkward position for him to get at. Obviously strikes it kind of on the inside of the bat. Is not able to get the full power behind it. And another easy out for Hoagland, who's had a great start to this game.
Zach Anderson, the catcher out of Binghamton. He'll deal now as he had himself a pretty good year over at Bing. Saw himself with a 246 average in the 2026 season. Came from California before that in the community college scene. 1-0 from Hoagland. Lined in the air to right, it's foul. Anderson went to Temecula Valley High School. Spent 2 years at a JUCO and ultimately decided he would head to Central New York. 1-1, outside pitch. Hoagland's off speed there is not quite in the zone. Has been struggling to place that pitch specifically. Everything else been good. The 2-0, 2 balls coming from that pitch. 2-1 from Hoagland. Sawed off, foul. The 2-2 now as he beats that one back.
You know, with a couple of these players from the Senators from Binghamton, I actually have a very specific memory from Binghamton when I was living in Buffalo. Attended my brother's gymnastics state finals meet there in Binghamton. Went and stayed the weekend there. So
2-2, just an hour south of Syracuse. That one fouled back. I think it's right in the middle of everything, actually. It's like an hour and a half east of Watkins Glen, where they do NASCAR races and IMSA races. And then about 2.5 hours, 3 probably, from New York City. 2-2 now as Hoagland looks to extinguish Anderson. Catcher grounds to the right side. Bonaris up, over, and the second out of the inning as Anderson can't get there.
Once more, Hoagland showing a little bit of contact to these batters, but they're not able to get too much on it. And another easy out there in the field for the Big Train.
I'll bring up Cole Rame, the second baseman tonight. Rame in his number 2 jersey out of Richmond. This one popped into the air foul. He is a Spider there, redshirted his first season. Or actually, no, excuse me. Yes, did redshirt his first season. It's out of Austin, Texas.
Yeah, Rame been solid so far with the Senators. 3 for 6 batting, .500. Also with 2 runs batted in.
Ground ball up the middle. He's got himself a single as Hoagland gives up his first base runner of the game. Noteworthy for Rame as he does single up the middle. Last night he was 1 for 1 with 4 walks. 2 runs came around via him scoring, but a bit interesting. You don't see that every day. They conceded a lot of walks yesterday, Alexandria. This is the main vessel behind their 7-6 loss to the Southern Maryland squad. Hoagland now from the stretch with a runner on. First pitch in there, it's breaking.
Yeah, that's a nice pitch there from Hoagland that he has in his arsenal. Kind of the last second dips into the edge of the zone there and creates a hard-to-hit ball for the batter.
0-1 is missed outside on the harder fastball. Corbin has to sway left. It's all good. For in terms of the wild pitch, 1-1 the count. Hoagland. That one in there. Fantastic low breaking ball. Just nails the front portion of the plate, drops out of the zone, so pretty much impossible to hit for the likes of Kai Lewin, who stands out. Lewin, number 28, out of Florida Atlantic, one of 2 Florida Atlantic players on this roster, 1-2. That one just outside. Corbin thought he maybe got it, but not going to be in there. Lewin out of Orlando specifically, had a pretty good year so far. 182 average, not great, but a 400 OBP. 2-2, fouled back. contributed, I believe, the winning run last night against Alexandria. RBI single. Hoagland 2-2, runner goes. That one just outside. Throw from Corbin. Safe. The first runner to come across safe in Corbin's second appearance as he caught 3 stealing last night.
Yeah, that throw was in the right spot, too. Just a little slower. Takes a pretty slow bounce off the grass there before it gets to second base, and the tag just a little behind. Able to get in safe to second.
Full count now, payoff pitch. Runner will not go. Inside fastball, he walked him over to first base. Goes Kyle Nguyen, the right fielder, has himself a walk to then move the runner over to second if he hadn't stolen. Moves him over anyway. Now 2 on, same situation. The Big Train had their batters in earlier. It'll bring up the DH two-way player, Yenli Nolasco.
Yeah, Nolasco doing it all. Starting on the mound and in the lineup.
First pitch in there for strike 1. It's a fastball. Hoagland has not started with that pitch too often. Interesting to see a starter decide to do that. Normally I see a guy with a lot of the hard stuff early. Moves into those breaking and off-speed pitches later in the counts, typically on the first time through the order. Nolasco fouls back. Has himself 1 hit in this young season and 1 start on the mound. He was fantastic in that one. 5 innings pitched. Has a 1.8 ERA this season. He only allowed 1 run, a 1.8 whip along with that. Hasn't been great at the dish, though. Hoagland with 2 on the 0-2. A low waist pitch. As he snow cones that is, he can walk off slightly there.
Yeah, Hoagland hoping to get back into his rhythm on this at-bat. Kind of gave a cheap one away, getting up early, and then ended up walking him on a pitch with the inside. But just hoping to strike this one out and end this inning quickly with no more damage for the Big Train.
Caught looking again to end the inning. Nolasco goes down on strikes. Big Train eliminate the threat. It's 2 left on for Southern Maryland as they go to the bottom half of the second, and the Big Train look to add on to a 1-0 lead.
All right, every night at Big Train Baseball, we honor some of the nonprofits that have made Montgomery County so special. And tonight we have a special group, Special Olympics, that does such great job. John, you and your family have made an amazing commitment to
Casey Carpenter, the designated hitter, stands in. Pettis' first pitch high. Zach, I have some trivia for you.
Oh, dear.
Are you excited?
Probably not nearly as excited as the audience back home for me to not have an answer.
That's probably fair. This one lying backwards. I do want to give you one that's pretty easy, I think. I'll give you this. The regular question isn't as there. Which 2 active players share the record for most home runs from the number 2 hole in a season? That one in the air to center. Fly out for Carpenter as he goes down. So what two players from the second hole position, so batting second, have the most home runs in a season? They play on the same team. It wasn't the same season. They had the same amount of home runs, though, those 2 seasons. They are in the AL East with the Orioles. That brings up Parker Corbin. First pitch from Pettis is in there, high portion of the zone.
Can I get the year?
I believe it was 2017 for one and 2022 for the other. They play together now. 0-1 is lined into center. Extra bases potentially for Corbin. He will go to 2. On his horse, at the plate. Throw is way high, and Corbin is in there with 2 bags.
Is one of them Machado there in 2017?
Not Machado. They are both, it's AL East, so it's the Yankees. I'll give you the team, the Yankees.
Judge?
Judge is one of them, yes.
I don't know if I have our other one.
Played for the Marlins before the Yankees. Won the MVP with the Marlins. Played the outfield then, DHs now. 0-0 count to the next batter in the order, Will Hack. He's manning right field today.
I don't know if I have our other one.
Giancarlo Stanton. I don't know if you were getting
yes.
that.
No, I do know that player. I probably would have taken about 50 guesses for me to get there.
Hey, you know what? It's better than 51. 2-0. That one low. Big Train lead 1-0. Have 4 hits if you're just tuning in with us. Been a fantastic night on the base paths last night for runners in scoring position. If you were the other team, tonight not so much. They've got themselves equal as many hits as they had last night with runners in scoring position at 1. 2-1 foul back.
Big Train already making an improvement, being a little more effective early when they do get those runners in scoring positions to do the job and drive some of those runners home. Doing a good job scoring in the bottom of that first inning.
They stranded as many as Gaithersburg yesterday, 2-1 inside. Both teams left 12 on, but the big thing is Gaithersburg hit about 400 with runners in scoring position. Big Train had 13 opportunities with runners in scoring position, walked 3 times, 1 hit. That came in their 2-run bottom of the 8th, or bottom of the 7th, 3-1 for now from Pettis. Hack went. Count will go full on the swing and miss. Oh, Hack will walk to first base as he appeals and ends up getting a pretty good call there. He gets himself to first base, and it's a free pass for Hack, who does not hack.
Yeah, and absolutely. Good to appeal for yourself, and they're advocating for himself and getting his way over to first base.
One of the more delayed ball calls I've heard. I think nobody heard the strike. I think Hack thought he swung, so he stood back in, and then he checked in. He said, "Wait, did you ever say I struck out? Did you ever say that was a strike?" He said, "No." So he moves his way over to first base. First one in there to Bonaris. Flew out to left in the first inning. The 0-1 now from Pettis. Low. Bonaris trying to man this leadoff position for the Big Train. Struggled yesterday, 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts. 1-1 from Pettis. Low. Anderson again thinking back at checking the runner at second.
Bonaris looking to get himself back in a groove tonight. Not an ideal night from last night, and not the start he wanted to here, but plenty of time left.
3-1, foul backwards to the left side. 1-2, excuse me. Now. Big Train lead this one 1-0. Have the opportunity to add on with 1 out. Ground ball up the middle, going for 2. 6, 4, 3. Big Train leave 2 stranded, and the woes continue for Bonaris. We'll be right back as the Big Train look to then defend themselves in the top half of the third as Maryland looks to get themselves out of the 1-0 hole. Welcome back to baseball on the Big Train Network. Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cash, joined by Zach Lewis. Hoagland having himself a day on the mound. The Big Train haven't seen through 3 just yet.
Yeah, Hoagland, the first pitcher here for the Big Train to go scoreless through the first 2 innings. Definitely nice to have some more experience on this pitching staff. Able to get 3 strikeouts already tonight in just his first 2 innings pitched. Not a single earned run yet. Good start to the night for him.
First plate appearance for Jack Ewart. He's playing left Manning. That outside into the left corner. 0-1 as the first pitch from Hoagland as a fastball that gets in on the hands of Ewart. Just been dominant on the mound. He hits the zone a lot, which is why he got opportunities at ECU. Doesn't have a control problem. He's got good pitches. Got to get a lot of opportunities there. And, I mean, the ERA he had at ECU should tell you everything you need to know. I mean, that's a very difficult conference in the CUSA. 0-2. I believe they're in the American now. Used to be CUSA back in 2014. Moved, I believe, in 2018 to the American. Or 2022 was one of those 2 expansion classes. Either the one that replaced BYU/UCF. 1-2. Or BYU was in the Mountain West, so whoever replaced, I think it was New Mexico State then.
Yes, BYU.
Because they replaced them.
Mountain West and then Independent.
You would know.
Yes.
Cosmo the Cougars' #1 fan beside me. Foul off survival pitch from Ewart.
Well, you know, I mean, I was just having a discussion. I just don't think any other college mascots quite have the expertise and stunt levels that Cosmo's able to pull off out there in Utah. If you haven't seen it, you got to make your way there.
3-2 is lined into left as that one collected by the left fielder Foscolo. Move in on it. Hoagland gives up his second hit of the day and the leadoff base runner for Southern Maryland. Will drop the top of this order as Chase Fulford, the shortstop, will get his second crack at things. Fulford mashed in his debut, was not extinguished a single time, was extinguished already. He was 4 for 4 against Alexandria with 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. This one, line in the air to the left. Going back on it is Foscolo, and this one is gone. A laser shot from Fulford. He's got his first homer of the year, and the Southern Maryland Senators have their first lead of the night.
That one just crushed by Fulford there.
2 brought in as Jack Ewart, the leadoff batter, scores. That's why you dread the leadoff walk or single. He got all of that pitch.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, proving last night that he is not a batter to be reckoned with, and showing here early at Shirley Povich that he can make them pay.
First road game for Southern Maryland, having no issues with power on the other side of this park. As he goes pull side, brings up the lefty. Lehman. First one in there and a wave. Hoagland's fastball just got destroyed.
Is the danger of a pitcher who puts more balls over the zone. There are.
Gonzalez tries to come up with that one, can't do it. Slips on the lip of the infield between the dirt and the grass. He goes down and he's uninjured, but it is going to be an error on him as that one bounces off his glove. Southern Maryland has a third base runner, this time unearned.
Unlucky bobble and slip over there for Gonzalez, hoping to make that tag, but not able to. The runner gets over to first base.
Got to calm down here a little bit if you're Hoagland on the mound. He struck out this batter previously looking. It was Carlson. The righty stands in now as after the Emilio Gonzalez error. He's got himself a runner on first. 0-1 for the Southern Maryland squad. That one outside. Runner goes. Safe as Corbin's throw does not get there in time. Carlson will watch as his teammate Lehman gets a stolen base.
Yeah, on that second stolen base here for the Senators, Corbin seeing it, but just not able to get the ball over quite as quickly.
0-2 count now to Lehman, as that one actually was a strike, was silent called. Just got his hand moved. Hoagland trying to get out, at least one out, as, oof, that one off of Aaron Reitnor. nailed the freshman committed to East Tennessee. He's all right. He'll eat one there, and we'll get back on the dugout unaffected, really.
Might be running to go grab him some ice for that one.
Caught him somewhere in the face. He's laughing about it with his teammate beside him, Cal Johnson, who's not in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, notable that Johnson's missing from the lineup tonight. Been a big hitter already for the
Big wave. Goodbye as his 4th strikeout of the game. Sorry to cut you off there. Down goes Carlson. And Kieran Kehoe, the first baseman, will come and try and level things now. 4 for 16 on this season. He's yet to see a walk. He's yet to get a hit since the second game.
Yeah, him being someone else who would love to see the ball in the zone a little bit more and get the chance.
Runner goes safe just under the tag there as Panett's glove cannot connect with him. 1-0 the count as that one missed low. Corbin had to go all the way from a pitch low and outside to collect himself and basically throw it over. Still a very close play, which gives you the testament of the arm of the terrapin behind the dish. 1-0, 1 out. Low and inside. Corbin fishes it up. Comes up with it 2-0. Sun setting as we hit the 7:43 mark. Still very hot out. Hoagland in a pressure cooker himself. With a runner on at third. 3-0, that one miss.
That ball just put on the high outside part of the zone. Hoagland maybe being a little more timid to put balls closer inside of the zone after a couple of them hit.
3-0 is in there on the low portion of the zone. Kieran Kehoe 5 for 5 against his own pitchers on Sunday in the exhibition against the Big Train, as the Big Train had no arms. So they decided their entire bullpen and starting staff are going to be members of that side of Southern Maryland, as Kehoe earns himself his first walk of this young season in the 4th game. He'll stand at first, and it's corners for Zach Anderson, who went down on a ground out earlier today. Povich Field pretty packed tonight for Oriole Bird Night.
Yeah, great crowd. Lots of families, people enjoying coming through and taking pictures with the mascots and just having a good time. Good feel here at Chili Povich.
Bash into left field. It'll be an RBI single, bringing home one more run. Southern Maryland extends their lead to 2. 3-1 as the Senators have themselves a good third inning. Anderson caught a fastball, first pitch, down in the zone. It was very good to move it into left corner. Exactly what you're hoping for from your same side hitter. He brings up the next one in the order, Cole Rame, who's been great this season. Already a single and a stolen base. Runners at second and first for the young Richmond player.
Yeah, and you'll have to see how much longer Hoagland lasts in this one. Obviously a really effective first 2 innings, but just losing his rhythm a little bit here in the third.
3 stolen bases already tonight force the Senators. They've moved men into scoring position everywhere. 1-1 now, that one outside portion of the dish. The 1-1 now, Hoagland, more and more stretch work as he goes. Outside and shin level. One for one in this one, singled already, was stranded at second in the second inning. 2-1. Just in there. It's a pitch that just nails that outside corner. Paint from the kid on the mound, Hoagland. He's going into his sophomore season, a true sophomore, after he got his first season at ECU. Really enjoyed the pitching staff. Says the pitching coach there really takes care of his guys, and he really appreciates that, something that he looked for when he was going to his visits.
Yeah.
2-2, lefty fires, fouled back.
Hoagland there giving himself a really good start to his career there at ECU, proving that he's a guy that they want around and definitely using this Big Train season to move himself up the ranks there at the pitching staff at ECU.
Yeah, a good year here will definitely earn him some interest in the fall, seeing where his stuff is at. Just a lot to work on. The 2-2, he gets caught looking. Another one staring. Rame goes down as the low breaking ball touches that low front sector of the plate, and it's strike 3. Corbin nods no to the dugout, unsure if that's no, he's not getting on, or no, that wasn't a strike. Rame goes down. Kai Lewin, the Florida Atlantic right fielder, stands in. 0-0 now from Hoagland. Timeout called by Corbin after the inside miss. He wants to say something to his pitcher. Maybe get a little adjustment here in the field or what they maybe want to call. Talking over their strategy. Corbin, a lot earlier than I think a lot of other catchers use their mound visits, and I really appreciate that. He's given up 3 runs here on honestly difficult plays, one of which an error, homer, after a fastball just kind of gets left over the middle against a dangerous Chase Fulford who took it yard. Not something you can really expect to deal too much with, especially because he's only given up on a walk and a single beyond that.
No, has been, outside of those 2 plays, I mean, really solid, and one of those being an error, of course. So really one play where he just left the ball over the middle and got punished for it there. The good hitter, but Hogan definitely hoping to find some rhythm and get this last batter out here to prevent more damage here in this 3rd inning.
3 runs given to the Southern Maryland squad with the same namesake of the Big Train's namesakes team, as Walter Johnson played for the Washington Senators. Trying to get there. 1-1. Corbin's talk eloquently worked this one into left. Going to be under it. Settling is Foscolo, and that one strands 2 runners. They get out of the inning, and they move now to the bottom half of this 3rd. A very good half section, and some chirping between these 2 squads as Parker Corbin talked a little bit to, I believe it was Kieran Kehoe, who had a few words for this Maryland catcher. We'll be right back, though, in the bottom half of this inning as the Big Train look to fight back down 3-1. Welcome back. Southern Maryland leads this one 3-1 after a 3-spot on 3 hits and 1 walk given up, a homer. 2 of those runs as well as an RBI single were the ones that plated it. Only 2 earned runs for the man on the mound on the other side, but Will Pettis steals now to Daniel Machado. He singled and ended up scoring the first run of the game for the Big Train in his first time up. Pettis delivers the 0-1. It's another breaking ball down the line over to the 3rd baseman. Lehman, he fires over to first, and a fantastic stretch by Kehoe. The Iona College first baseman gets that one and gets the out. Good shout out to the man behind the dish, Anderson. Went all the way over there to back it up. You don't see that all the time from a lot of catchers, really, and it's a big league thing to do. It's a thing that big league scouts look at. Next in is going to be Logan Panette, who has himself a very quick at-bat. That OBP rising as he takes his first free ride this season via the painful hit by pitch.
Yeah, that one definitely the most painful way to get over first base, but can be effective.
Gives a base runner to the cleanup hitter, Emilio Gonzalez, the big left-hander, 6'3", 235. Not a presence you want to throw anything hanging over the plate to. Pettis gives him a fastball on the first pitch, gives it a ride foul.
Strike one there to Gonzalez. Looking to be a little more patient. Just wait to see what he's given before he's really swinging at it. A lot of pitchers not wanting to throw too much over the zone to him.
I think he saw his pitch, because that is the case. As he sees that same fastball. It's popped into the air. Kehoe under it. Gets it. Routine play as P3 going to be the way Gonzalez goes out. Hasn't had the start to the season he's been hoping. The reigning Triple Crown winner. He's currently not exactly where he wants to be in that department. No homers yet, only 2 RBIs, and it actually was last year. He was the first ever Triple Crown winner ever in this league and its predecessors. After the 0-1 pop out, I'll bring up Ryan Foscolo. He lines the first one he sees into right, chasing after it is Lynn. He won't get there. Gets down, extra bases. Runner coming home is Panette. Throw into the outfield. It's a wayward one, but over the head of the second baseman. They throw it back to first. They get himself into a pickle. Panette goes back down to that other side, but they're not looking at all. 2 outs, and he does his job at first. Fantastic play. The runner scores in time, 3-2. This inning does end. However, Big Train on one hit get themselves an RBI. Good rundown by Foscolo. That is a fantastic piece of work to make sure that his runner gets across. We'll be right back. Big Train trailing 3-2 now. New man on the mound, Nathan Wines gets his second appearance, also in his second year at ECU, like the man before him. However, Wines had himself a bit of a rough one against Olney as the Big Train ran out of arms, and he was kind of forced to stay out there when he was struggling. Didn't need to stay in, shouldn't have stayed in, I don't think, but it's just one of those situations where there's nobody left. You have to do it, or else we aren't going to finish this game. He steps up and eats a lot of it. ERA is undesirable, gave up 8 runs on 5 hits and 5 walks last time out.
Yeah, Wines kind of just getting strung out in that game a little bit. Obviously, his arm was experiencing a bit of fatigue, but Big Train just not having the men to bring in to back him up there and gets put in an unfortunate situation here. Definitely looking to redeem himself here tonight, throw some good balls into the strike zone and move some of these batters across back to the dugout.
Yeah, Wines is certainly looking for redemption tonight. He's been a very good player his entire career. Redshirted last year, obviously, as a Pirate at Eastern Carolina. Glen Burnie, Maryland native, out of Archbishop Spalding Preparatory High School. It'll bring up Yenli Nolasco, though, for this other side, and will also end the day of Charlie Hoagland, who will have himself 3 innings pitched, 4 hits given, 2 walks on 2 earned runs. 3 total given, and 5 strikeouts, 3 of them looking. First pitch to Nolasco is a breaking ball that gets away from the catcher. Corbin, doesn't matter, nobody on.
And as you're mentioning there, Hoagland actually having himself a good night. Does give up 3 runs in that third, unfortunately. But like we were mentioning, kind of unfortunate situations there.
A lot of guys looking who just did not have the breaking ball at all handled. 2-0 now as the second pitch misses from Wines, who's had some control issues in his Wednesday start against Olney. The fact that we have Mondays off always confused me. It's normally Mondays and Thursdays. 2-0. That one high to the batter, Nolasco.
Wines getting himself a little bit behind in this count, having to breathe and calm down and just throw the balls he needs to throw.
Big Train got a run on 1 hit last inning. 3-0 is in there. Wines nails the strike zone as Corbin lets him know. That's good. Exactly like that. Definitely going to have I think, shorter rope from his catcher who will let him know what's going right, what's going wrong very quickly. Nolasco stands in on the 3-1. He fouls one to the left side.
And then Wines doing just exactly what he needed to, taking a breath, throwing a couple pitches, and earning himself back to a full count in this at-bat.
3-2. A fantastic feeling for Wines to maybe get a first out here after he works his way back from a 3-0 count to full. Ground ball up the middle. Machado collects. Caught it first. First out of the inning as Yenli Nolasco goes down. Back to the bottom, it's Jack Ewert. He ended up singling his first time up in the third and was promptly brought in by a Chase Fulford missile to left. Left the yard right over the Gregorio's sign. Outside pitch from Wines as he kind of falls off the mound there on that first hard pitch. The 1-0 count now from the likes of Wines. That one, kind of a similar motion, catches the outside of the zone. Looks like that's what he was trying to do on his first pitch. 1-1 now as Wines looks to escape more and more here. Another soft ground ball, this time to Machado again. Over to first. Got him. 6-3, 6-3. As the first two go down and bring up Fulford, who left the yard promptly his last time up. Unsure how he got his jersey dirty, because it certainly would have happened in the pickle, but I guess maybe went down while he was trying to reach up in the air for that one brief little throw over the second base side as the cut was attempted to be missed. It did not miss in the way they were hoping for as Corbin goes low and makes a big block with no runners on. First pitch ball from Wines.
I believe he might have gotten his jersey diving after the tag there in the pickle.
Unsure. Lined into the center field. Bonaris has to jump. Can't get there. A little blooper gets down. He is now 2 for 3 on the night. A good little single to start this top half of the fourth off for Southern Maryland.
Yeah, Wines showing context so far. First two easy ground outs, that one just getting over the head of the second baseman, Bonaris, there and dropping in.
If you're Wines, it's a successful AB. It's a soft contact single. Those are the only ones you ever want to give up. You never want to give up more than 3 soft contact singles because then a runner comes home. James Lehman, the third baseman, will come into this one. He smashes this one into left. Back on it is Foscolo, but he's able to settle under it in the third out of the inning again to left field. A quick fly out there as the Big Train keep this one level. 3-2, the lead for Southern Maryland as we head to this bottom check of the fourth. Jackson Mirza gets his second shot against Will Pettis on the dish. Mirza, unassisted, ground out to the shortstop side his last time up, as that one ended the inning on the force and second. He trails a Foscolo single, which earned himself an RBI after Foscolo got himself into an intentional pickle. Thought the runner come home as he's under a very quick second pitch. The breaking ball on that first pitch made it hard to catch up with the second fastball. 0-2 now, delivered from the left arm of Pettis. Outside as the fastball can't catch any part of the zone. Five hits given up tonight by Pettis. 1-2. Ground ball right side, collected by the shortstop Rame over to first. Center fielder is put away to start this one out as Casey Carpenter, the designated hitter, is brought up. As I was saying with Pettis, 2 earned runs, 1 walk. This will be his 16th batter faced. No strikeouts, has done all of his work on the ground or in the air. 4 groundouts, 4 flyouts. No one in there for strike 1. He's really done a good job these last 2 innings of pounding the zone. That one very much not close to there.
Yeah, Carpenter not quite having the night he would have wanted last night against Gaithersburg, going over 3 in his first appearance with Big Train this season.
Not how he wanted to start it. It was the second game, I believe. I apologize, I screwed the notes up. Carpenter came in as a defensive sub against Olney. So no ABs prior to that, but 1-1, he waves at a breaking ball, nowhere near it. Carpenter out of UNC Wilmington. 22 games there last season. As the 1-2 he settles in for here against Pettis, looking for his first K. That one just low. No swing, and 2-2 the count now.
Long week of games here for the Big Train. That one is fouled high and up and over our broadcast booth for a team that is still looking to get all its players back. Players playing at regionals and returning from different trips and things. So sure we'll appreciate wrapping up the weekend and hopefully going into next week of games having a full roster here.
1-2 turns to 3-2 after 2 straight balls to the Matter Carpenter. Yeah, I mean, they'll be looking pretty closely at Alabama's Super Regional. Ground ball left side, not really projected to lose there, as it's St. John's they'll be playing. However, you know, personally, A, for the sake of the Big Train, and B, for the sake of fun.
Underdog stories, maybe?
Yeah, I want to see St. John's get through there. The Red Storm, pretty good basketball, as they've had their resurgence recently. 3-2. Full count lined in the air to center. Very high fly, as that one caught by the right fielder, Lewin. And 6 pitches, but Casey Carpenter does end up going down. Brings up Parker Corbin. The catcher tonight, not the designated hitter. Was originally slated that way. TJ Gramesty, a late scratch. Not due to injury, just due to a decision. That was like, hey, Gramesty's maybe behind the dish all weekend. We're planning on that. Let's have him sit. Corbin had a great night last night. Want to keep him behind the dish. See where the hot hand leads us. 1-0. Corbin singled, or doubled, his first ever AB on the Big Train. 1-0 now, delivered from Pettis. Good pitch on the inside corner. Corbin will watch strike 1.
Yeah, Corbin having a good night last night. Not just in the blocking category, but also making plays that he needed to, staying strong in his spot there at home base. That one fouled down over the left line.
Makes its way into the tennis courts. Pettis in his third and a third inning of work. And a 2/3. 1-2. Low fastball. Pitcher knew it. Same with the catcher. No disagreement there as they head now to 2-2. Got behind the count 1-2 in the dish last time as well. Corbin will try and repeat. Casey Carpenter as this one lined into the glove of Kehoe at first. A fantastic play as the really galloping jump there gets the third out of the inning. Corbin goes down, 3 up, 3 down for the Big Train as they head now to this top half of the fifth and try and defend themselves at only a 1-run deficit. 3-2, the lead for Southern Maryland.
All right, everybody, I'm here with.
More baseball here in Shirley Povich Field within the confines of Cabot John Regional Park. Still on the mound, Nathan Wines, number 34 for this Big Train squad, going for his second inning of work tonight. Was clean in his first after a tough start and only was the kind of the inhibitor, the spark plug of a 11-run only rally down 7-2 to win that game 13-7. Gave up 8 runs. Had himself a lot better of his first inning last time. 4 up, 3 down. He gave up a single only to Chase Fulford, who has been a very hot bat tonight. He'll have James Carlson, who's 0 for 2 tonight in 2 Ks, 1 looking.
Yeah, you mentioned Fulford. That might be one of the keys to stopping the Senators tonight is making his bat go cold. If he continues to have another heater, it might be difficult to stop the Senators from running up the hitting category.
3-2. The score. Fall back from Carlson. Pretty warm night has cooled off significantly. Substantially was the other word I was thinking, and I almost called it significantly. 0-1. Good breaking ball from Wines. He's behind in the box as Carlson falls to 0-2 again, in danger of his 3rd strikeout in merely the 5th inning. Wines might give him a waste pitch here. Really likes that outside fastball to righties. Gives him a breaking ball down the line, foul. Sure, they're thankful for that one. That would have been extra bases easily. It was a slow roller that was just fast enough to escape Panett, who was playing a little bit towards that second base side a bit, as you normally do as a catcher, or as a third baseman, excuse me. The catcher does not play down the third base line. Can he? No, absolutely not. 0-2 as Carlson takes the 3rd pitch of the AB. Foul. Now here comes the 4th from Wines. Low outside fastball, went for it there as that waste pitch not swung at. Count will go to 1-2. Carlson out of Youngstown State. 1-2, watches ball 2. Corbin thought it was strike 3, got excited, jumped up. It was not the case. Carlson 3 at 3 games appeared in, 13 at-bats. His hitting .231, .333, .462 prior to this game. Has struck out 4 times already, now 6 the season total, 2-2. Ground ball left side, this one foul again. As he fights the 2-2 off away. Here comes pitch 8. Pitch 7. I can do math.
You can. And
Thank
will.
you. Affirmations.
Yes. Important here.
2-2 as Carlson stands back in. Only runner tonight actually in this lineup not to reach other than Yenli Nolasco. Foul back towards us. Here comes 8 for real this time. Pretty substantial AB here. Carlson doing a good job of getting Wine's pitch count up in a depleted bullpen. You don't want to see that at all if you're the Big Train. You just want results quickly. 2-2 for the Pirate. Grounded back up towards Wines. He collects an underhand little toss over to Gonzalez as the first out of the inning finally comes on a pretty difficult AB to get out of it, but he does give some soft contact up there to bring up Kieran Kehoe, who was talking earlier to the catcher behind the dish, Corbin.
Yeah, a little bit of back and forth there on the last out that Kihei had. Deep fly out. A couple of words said as both players ran back to their dugouts.
I think it may have been when he was stranded also after the fly out from Kai Luen. Over at second was the likes of Kehoe. 1-0. Corbin said something to him. Who knows? 1-1. They seem to have worked it out.
Seem to have worked it out. I'm mentioning in between innings that these two players in very different places in their baseball career currently.
1-1 now. Corbin behind the dish waits for Wines breaking ball. 2-1. That one a missed breaking ball. I'm not sure where it missed. I know it did miss. I could tell it missed, but I'm not sure if it missed high or low, if that makes sense. Breaking ball started at the head level, went all the way down. 2-1.
I believe that one missed a little bit low and inside.
It's not a terrible take. I'm pretty sure that's right. Not sure why I phrased it like that. 3-1 the count as he misses another breaking ball. This one for certain low. Bit of a difficult angle to see those breaking balls and how they move left and right. 3-1 now. Wines inside on Kehoe. He walked him again. His second walk of the evening. That will bring up the next batter in the order, Zach Anderson, the catcher tonight. He is also one of the, I believe, 5 members of this squad out of Binghamton. First pitch from Wines with a runner at first now. He's got his first stretch work technically of the evening. He's always from the stretch out of the pen. 0-1 behind a fastball is Anderson.
Good pitch there from Wines, putting it fast in the inside part of the zone there.
The 0-1. Good breaking ball is low. Doesn't get him to bite there. Anderson currently 1 for 2 with an RBI single. He drove in run number 3 tonight. 1-1. This one skied into the air over to third baseman Panette, who gets that one pretty easy. A game of catch. That one a fairly light, easy pop-up, not big league. Brings up Cole Ream, the second baseman who has been mashing previously. A redshirt freshman year at University of Richmond the previous season for the Spiders. Had a very odd game last night. Did not bring home any RBIs, but he did bring home a 1-for-1 night with 4 walks. Reached every time he saw the plate. First pitch to him is a inside fastball. With 2 outs now.
And Wines so far tonight able to stop the batters from making too hard of contact on his pitches at least.
Yeah, I mean, it was against an only squad he gave up those 8 runs, who played fantastic. I mean, they've literally scored 38 runs in the past 2 games. Some hot bats over there. We'll talk a little bit more about that and their upcoming matchup tonight. Just a little. The 1-1 now as Wines delivers a breaking ball that is high and inside. They currently sit up down 4-2 to Metro South County at home. I believe the 1-2 squad versus the 2-1 only Crop Dusters. Gaithersburg and Alexandria tied in Frank Mann Field in Virginia. Thunderbolts have a 5-0 lead over the Grays, 2-1 now. Fouled backwards.
You know, and something interesting already seeing this season, obviously it's early, but seeing a good amount of parity in the league, which is not something you see every summer. Lots of teams beating each other, kind of going back and forth already in these opening days of the league.
Yeah, nobody undefeated, as everybody has taken a win and a loss so far. Actually, except Silver Spring, who's looking for their first win. Have a 5-0 lead in the bottom of the fourth, 2-2. Did he go? They say he did. Striking out swinging as Wines gets out of another jam. 2 innings for him, much better than his first appearance. Kudos to the young man out of ECU. Big Train go down to this bottom half of the 5th inning and look to find their way back down 1. Will Pettis standing in on the mound once again, entering his 5th inning of work, the second and starter, I believe, in the league to go 5, and the other one hitting DH tonight, Nolasco, who is on deck when we get back to this top half of the next inning. Will be there, but a fantastic job from these pitchers so far of Southern Maryland this season to get deep into games. And bring up Will Hack, his second appearance at the plate tonight. Pettis has been very hard to deal with. Only 5 hits given, 1 walk. No strikeouts as he's facing his 18th batter. As he goes 2-0 first, Will Hack, pretty interesting, hitting .500 with runners in scoring position this season, but hitting .182. So he's been good in the clutch. Walked tonight already. 0 for 0. 2-0 is waved at. It's a breaking ball that falls out of the zone.
Okay, new MLB trivia tonight. We have a 2-choice answer. We've given 2 options. I want you to pick a player that had the lower ERA.
2-1 lined into right. Settling under it is Lewin. He's going to get it. First out of the inning is a fly out to that right side. Go on.
Okay, who had the lower career ERA? Roger Clemens or Pedro Martinez?
Martinez has some bad years on the back half with the Red Sox. Clemens went really long. Gonna say Martinez, though.
You'd be correct.
Fantastic. First pitch to Bonner. He's the leadoff man, 0 for 2 tonight.
ERA with 2.912.
Very good year. Season, life, career. 0-1. Strike 2 as Bonaris watches a low fastball. He's been struggling in this leadoff spot yesterday and a little bit today. 0-2. Sawed off into the air. Gets down for a single. Bonaris breaks his 7 at-bat streak of getting out with a single. Over to the middle side, a bit of a difficult one to get after. As you mentioned earlier, there was a lot of parity in this league. I want to go through some stuff going around the league. Only's 2-1. They've scored 38 runs. 14 conceded only in those 2 games as well. I mean, that's a lot of runs, but 13 they gave up, or we gave them in that one inning. So nearly one game where they gave up as many as they gave up in 2. Inside, Gaithersburg is 3-0 right now. First team after being last season. They're the only ones that have not seen a loss. Silver Spring, the only one that hasn't seen a win. They've given up 57 runs in Silver Spring, and I cannot even believe I'm saying this. 30 of them were unearned. 1-0. Ground ball left side from Machado. Third baseman collects. 5-4. Out at the bag. 3. It's a double play again. Difficult one there. They go down 1-2-3 in an untraditional manner. We'll be right back in the top half of the 6th inning as the Big Train still behind 3-2. After the 5-4-3 leaves a runner stranded for the Big Train, we go back now as the other side of the field takes a turn batting. It's going to be Southern Maryland's Kai Lewin, who stands in now, the right fielder. I said silver because that is the color of their jerseys. I'm also thinking about Silver Spring, Maryland, who is 0-3 right now, has themselves a 5-0 lead in their game. Bethesda has the worst ERA in the league. 0-1 is called. Strike 2, inside breaking ball. Very good pitch by Wines in his third inning now. I was going to note, because of the unearned runs, Silver Spring has given up 27 earned runs, and Bethesda's given up 28 earned runs. So actually, he's the worst ERA than Silver Spring, who's lost 25-1 last night. 0-2, Bonaris gets that ground ball and gets the man at first. And out as Lewin extinguishes the runner.
Yeah, really fluid motion there. dispatch the runner over at first base. Bonaris, really solid player to watch in the field. Someone I enjoy watching. His motions that he goes through when he's out there look very fluid and just very calm.
Yeah, we hope the bat gets going for him. 0-0 count to Nolasco, the two-way member of this squad. One of three two-way players, actually. As we discovered last night that Bryce Palms as well as one. Ethan Adams, the pitcher out of Alaska for this Georgia State squad, one of them. Ground ball left side, scooped up by the third baseman, Panette, over to first. And Panette is extinguished again. Good job by Gonzalez to reach for that one, and Jack Ewert will follow in tail. The left fielder is 1 for 2 tonight, singled and scored on the bomb from Fulford.
Pitching continuing for the Big Train to stay strong tonight. Nathan Wines giving himself a really nice redemption so far. 2 shutouts in 2 innings pitched so far. Looking for a third here, having sat 2 down already.
Assuming we'll see Pettis here for this other side once it turns over. As nobody's warming in the pen, a bunt attempt. Corbin comes up with it. Over to first. Great play. Gonzalez has to dig a little there. They get out of the inning, up, 3 down. Fantastic work from this Big Train defensive side. Top of the 6th, now the bottom. Big Train will look to try and level a 3-2 lead on the baseball network of the Big Train. We'll be right back in just a moment. It's the bottom of the 6th here on the baseball network of the Big Train. I'm Carson Cash, joined by Zach Lewis. New man on the mound is Ryan Ludlow. It'll end the day of Will Pettis, who was 5 innings pitched, saw 66 out of his arm, 20 batters faced, 6 hits allowed, 2 earned runs, and 1 walk as he ends the game with a 3-2 lead and possession of the win currently. Ludlow will try and hold on, but a very efficient day from Pettis, who without a strikeout only throws 66 pitches and gets a pretty good day down.
Yeah, good day for Pettis, and Ludlow coming back in, having pitched 2 innings so far this season with the Southern Maryland Senators. Playing his college ball at Chesapeake College, JUCO D2.
Blame that one on me, it's 0. I just put 2 in for everybody because I was copy-pasting the format, and I actually left it at 2, my friend.
I do believe he did pitch some in the exhibition match here.
He did, that is true. Ludlow did pitch for us in the exhibition match. I think he had a pretty clean inning, gave up a walk and a single to Emilio Gonzalez. And a very long matchup if you were trying to score anything, because we had guys going pitching for both teams in a row. It was a very long day for exhibition in terms of how it goes, because there was no pitchers from the Big Train on the mound that night, as the arms were still fatigued, still trying to get some guys back from super regionals. 3-2 now the lead for Southern Maryland. Ludlow will have the opportunity to defend it here. They're softer than his counterpart earlier, and also from the right side. And standing now is the number 6 of Logan Panette.
Ludlow, not a great ERA there out of Chesapeake, but striking a lot of people out. Only 30.2 innings pitched and 30 strikeouts in those innings.
Tick under 10. Not ideal. He's had a strikeout in all of his innings. At that rate, though, he's also found more than 1 run in each of his innings. 1-1, Big Train will look to at least get 1 here. That one low and away to the likes of Panette, who's struggling at the plate, honestly. Came into this one without a hit and a OBP of .091, but he has reached both times, had his first hit in the first inning, and a hit by pitch in the third. He would score on that third inning hit by pitch. looking to add on to that in the 6th.
Yeah, they started the lineup going cold just a little bit in yesterday's game, and that falling over a little bit to tonight's game as well.
2-2 to the batter, Panett. Good breaking ball is low. 3-2 the count now. If you are just tuning in, it's been a pretty big pitcher's duel today, I'd say. Only 2 innings where runs were scored tonight, and the first and the third. 4 in the third, 1 for the Big Train, 3 for the Senators, whose bats have been awfully quiet otherwise. And Panett draws a full count walk off of Ludlow. And something brewing maybe here. They haven't had a base runner advance since the 3rd inning. As we enter the 6th, Emilio Gonzalez popped out to first base last time, excuse me. Going to have a big opportunity here on that pull side with a pretty wide open right side of the infield as the runner is held on by Kehoe. 1-0, misses inside to the likes of Gonzalez. Here comes Ludlow and checking on the runner. Doesn't even need to dive. Panett did not have that big of a lead, is not a too big of a stolen base threat. Panett committed to George Mason University. He'll join Julius Bonaris, who's at the top of this order, and another member of this Big Train squad is struggling to find the zone. They're going to talk to their pitcher really briefly. A little mound visit, but we'll talk more about Panett. Panett redshirted his first season in 2025 at Charlotte. He is just turned 19 in the fall of last year. And out of Gaston College, where he played his last season at the JUCO D1 level, he had 58 games, 443 in the average department, 571 in the OBP, and get this, 768 in the slug department. Had 86 hits, 15 of them doubles, 1 of them triples, and 15 of them as well over-the-wall homers. Had a cold start to this season, but he's been on now every time he's gone up. Good job by him. 2-0 to Gonzalez as we return to play after the mound visit to talk things over with Ludlow.
Yeah, that season by Panett earning him rightfully a spot in the George Mason lineup for this next year.
Well, on the roster at least. It's a pretty deep squad there at George Mason. They actually have no lights there. Weird thing. All day games for the Patriots. 2-1. Runner goes. Not a stolen base threat traditionally, but he is in there with a steal. He had 31 of those, actually. He just hasn't gotten on this year. Unsure how I thought of anything else. Actually, the most stolen bases by any Big Train in their season in college. 31. That's his first of the season. So congrats to Panett, as I did no ball there. I apologize, as Shaq said. I was unfamiliar with your game, young man. 2-2 swing. It's foul tip, striked out, as down goes Emilio Gonzalez on the 2-2.
An unfortunate at-bat there again for Gonzalez. Looking after Panett getting in scoring positions to send one deep into the outfield like he knows he can and try and get another runner home to tie this game for the Big Train.
A little shout out to the man at the plate. He had a very good appearance last time up. He had a single that roped into right and got himself into a pickle to intentionally let Panett score. That was the second run of the game. Panett in scoring position this time. A single would just score him flat. He is pretty quick. Bunt attempt. Called strike as he pulls back.
Yeah, what an intelligent play by Foscolo there. Realizing that he needed to do just a little bit more in order for that runner to get home off his hit and just tying up the first and second baseman there in order for the runner to squeeze home.
He's after a good season here as the runner goes over to third. Throw is in time. He gets Panett. And the runner in scoring position goes down as he thought he timed Ludlow up correctly. Did not. He is caught stealing after his first stolen base of the season. Unfortunate result there. Ludlow, a righty, so he did see him in front of him. As Gonzalez struck out behind him. Foscolo now with nobody on and 2 outs. Inside breaking ball, Foscolo lays off. Anyway, hoping for a good season here, obviously, because he wants to find his way in the starting lineup of Kentucky. He redshirted there, as I mentioned, last year. This season, he's played in 2 games. 333 average as he's 2 for 6 with a lack of walks. Struck out once, doubled once, as that one misses again, low and away. Still difficulties hitting the zone for Ludlow, but good enough so far. Just been what he needed to do. To the batter out of Orlando, Florida, 3-1, inside and high to the righty.
Yeah, done what he needed to do in a heads-up play there on that caught stealing to make this inning a little bit more manageable for him, only needing to get one more out here.
Ludlow out of Leonardtown, Maryland. 3-2 in there for strike two. Foscola knew it. Took a step back to consider it and let him know what to do. They've issued a lot of walks, but mainly a lot of hits at Chesapeake College. The 3-2 payoff pitch with nobody on. As timeout call by Foscola, maybe to back out of the rhythm. He actually was wiping his eyes. Might be some sweat in there. It's a very warm day. It was a very warm day. 3-2. Payoff pitch this time will dance. Ground ball up the middle. It's a bouncer. Collected by the shortstop, Fulford. Over to first. In time, he got him. Good play by Fulford. Extinguishes them. 3 up, 3 down in another untraditional format. We'll be right back as the Big Train look to fend them off in the top of the 7th here. Pretty quick game going as the pitchers are rolling in this one. Welcome back to the baseball network of the Big Train, the baseball network of the Big Train known as the Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Gass, and the day will end for Nathan Wines, who gives up nothing so far today. Very good job by him as opposed to his first start. Finds himself going through it. Very good job. You got to imagine for him it's a nice feeling to get through this one unscathed. That'll bring up the likes of Terry Kaler, who is wearing 19 tonight, which is his brother's number, but this is Terry. Forgot his jersey at home.
Well, and that's where you're lucky there. You have a twin brother on the team, and you can just make him hand over his jersey. Tanner not able to throw for another week or so, coming off elbow surgery there.
I think so. Terry is twins, actually, like you mentioned, and that's pretty spectacular. He stands very tall, 6'4", 200 out of the left side. A 12 o'clock arm slot just about as he gets his full body contorted under him to deliver it. At Gaston College last season. Rising sophomore there. He took a redshirt year at Liberty before moving to Gaston this season, and a pretty good job there. 4.3 ERA from the left side, 1.6 whip, 7 earned runs only given, 20 strikeouts. In his second appearance of the year, he had 2 innings in his first, gave up 3 earned runs in that one.
Yeah, seeing the opposite side of the plate than his then teammate and current teammate, Logan Panett.
He will see the first batter of this lineup now, Jack Ewert. I mean, not the first batter. Ewert is at the tail end of this order. Excuse me, it's Fulford. Ewert went down at the end of last inning. Fulford, the dangerous shortstop.
called strike one, as it'll be lefty-righty here, trying to make sure you don't give him something to hit, as he took not a Wines pitch, a pitch deep from the likes of Hoagland, which were his only 2 earned runs. 1-1 now. In there, the strike just in the other portion of that zone, as both Tanner and Terry listed now on the live scoring sheet, if you are watching that on the Cal Ripken SeniorLeague.org website. It is Terry in there, just wearing his brother's number tonight. 1-2. Outside pitch from the likes of Terry.
You know, the jersey swap has the feeling of a twin prank. You know,
it does.
Twins loving to try and prank their family or friends, trying to figure out if they can tell the difference between who's who.
Hard to tell the difference when Tanner hasn't pitched yet. Terry, a lot shorter hair. We've met Tanner. He's got long locks. 2-2. In there, looking for strike 3. He extinguishes the hot bat of Fulford, peering at it.
Yeah, that's got to feel great for Kaler to come in and sit down the best batter of this Southern Maryland Senators lineup, already having a home run tonight, and definitely needed to be wary of him, but not being afraid and just punching that last ball in the zone.
That'll be the first out of the inning and the first out of his young day. Brings up James Lehman. Batting second at the third base. He takes a huge wave at a fastball. Does not get any of it. Lehman today is having himself a tough one. He did reach on an error, but he did steal twice as well as scored. Other than that, his hitting has not been fantastic. Flew out and struck out. Popped into the air. After it is Corbin. He is settling. Tough play there, and it gets behind him. Foul ball goes down 0-2 the count on the foul ball.
You know, on that one, this has been a hot and sweaty day. It looks like he started to wipe at his forehead a little bit. Maybe some sweat dripping in his eyes on that one. Hard catch looking straight up into the lights there.
Let me tell you, sweat and dust, the worst kind of combo to get into your eyeballs. It is completely just never-ending pain. You can never seem to get it out.
And probably makes it a little harder to see the ball as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably why. 0-2. Corbin's been good behind the dish tonight otherwise, and got the out anyway. I'm sure Kaler would prefer the strikeout on his record. 2 looking to start the 7th. How about that? 3 pitches to the batter, Lehman. He goes down. Covers his mouth with his helmet as he lets his teammate know what pitch came there, as James Carlson will trail him, the 3-hole hitter who is 0 for 3 tonight. Struck out twice, once looking. Looks like Ludlow will come back out for this 7th inning on the other side. First pitch from Kaler. High fastball. More outside fastball. That one was about waist level. Tough angle from up here. Lefty Kaler. Terry, of the 2 brothers on this squad, 2 twins on this squad. The 0-1, a breaking ball that comes nowhere near the bat of Carlson. After that loud 3rd inning, it's been 3 scoreless. Somebody looking to break the tie here in the 7th, or break the scoreless streak in the 7th. Tie is not there. 3-2 lead for the Senator squad. 1-1 now from Kaler. Line in the air to left. Foscolo will settle under it. 3rd out of the inning, a pretty simple one for Kaler in this top half of the 7th inning. We'll go to the bottom as the big train look to try and levy what has been a tough outing with runners in scoring position and runners on. 2 for 9 with runners on, 1 for 5 when they are in scoring position. Big train need a big hit here to get back into this one. Down 1. Bottom 7 will go and stretch right before they come back on the baseball network of the big train. Jackson Mirza leads things off on the other side, the South Florida Bolt. They're in the American. Their football team plays at Raymond James Stadium. Plays one game a year, one series a year actually at, used to play one series a year at Tropicana. Yes, Tropicana, the dome of the Rays. They do that now still, or will likely return to it next season. It was being rebuilt after Hurricane Harvey, I think, was the one that wiped it out. Helene. Harvey was in 2023. 1-1. Turns to 2-1 to Mirza. Ludlow still on the mound as Mirza enters this AB 0 for 2, an assisted ground out and a ground out to second. Curious what's going on around the league. We'll have a look. It's a 4-2 lead maintained for Metro South County as they look to try and hold a save here, up 4-2 in the bottom of the ninth. Gaithersburg has fallen behind Alexandria. Went up, I believe, 1-0, or went down 1-0. Found a goal of theirs, which is trying to get that run and always trying to get a level back, then gave up 3 unearned. 9-0 lead in the bottom of the fifth for the Thunderbolts. Keep in mind the last time we checked in with them was the 4th, and they are still only a full inning away. Went from the top, or the inning and a half away. And we're at the bottom of the 7th here. They searched for their first win. Gaithersburg at the threat of their first loss, so all winless and undefeated teams in danger of losing those monikers. Not sure if it's danger for Silver Spring.
No, but the Thunderbolts definitely needing a bounce back after a tough, resounding loss to the Crop Dusters last night.
You know, coming back and scoring 9 runs after going down and losing 25-1, not something you see every day. Typically, you lose 25-1 and you just don't keep hitting because you lost 25-1. The pitching staff has got themselves a shutout through 5. 3-2, full count. We'll go to the 6th pitch of the AB. Outside, a well-worked walk for Mirza as the breaking ball cannot catch the plate. Another batter who will draw a leadoff walk again and will hope to not get extinguished by a caught stealing or a double play, which is how the last 2 have gone.
Yeah, Mirza happy to back in the lineup and back over to first base. Not able to play last night against the Giants due to suspension in the game against the Crop Dusters.
He goes. Throw. Safe. Just under the tag. Fulford, good throw by Anderson. Not good enough. It skips in there. And Take It Easy will play. As they play that every time a stolen base comes through. And, you know, I got to really like it. One of my favorite songs.
Yes, definitely a favorite of both the broadcasters in this booth tonight.
The 0-1 is Ludlow. Looks to deliver now with a runner in scoring position. 0-1 is high.
Take It Easy can sometimes be a go-to karaoke song for me. Do you have a go-to karaoke song, Carson?
I don't sing karaoke too often. I'm trying to think of if I had one. 1-1. Good pitch that touches the outer portion of the zone. I actually don't know if I can think of one. Obviously, the answer is Tequila. I actually think I would get that wrong and then miss. But the only song from when I was about 8 that I can remember because it was always playing is probably Radioactive by Imagine Dragons. I could probably sing every word of that. I don't know if I like the song anymore. 1-2 is high to the batter, Casey Carpenter. He's DHing tonight in his second game with the Big Train.
Carpenter is the last nice bat. Hit one pretty far, but with a lot of lops underneath. It would have been good if he had a runner in scoring position, but looking to find an impact here tonight.
2 flyouts today. Caught looking. Goes down on the stair. Has a word for the umpire before he goes down into the dugout. A tough one looking as that one just that lower portion of the plate. Good pitch delivered from Ludlow as he's got his first out of the inning.
And Carpenter not too convinced that that one did clip a part of the zone, but the umpire sure there and sends it back to the dugout.
Thinks about a bunt, does Parker Corbin. He comes into this one 1 for 2. First 2 games, one of them is today, the second. He's doubled both of them his first time up. He lined out to the first baseman last time. 1-0 now. Ludlow delivers 1-1. Good pitch there. That fastball has done a very good job, but it's been that off-speed changeup we just saw that has been fantastic. Just about everywhere on the zone.
Yeah, Corbin's showing already. He's not just in here to play catcher. Definitely has some power off his bat as well and willing to show it here.
1-2 as it's another good off-speed. That one, maybe a breaking ball. I think it was a curve that got in there. Corbin looking to be the first big train to leave the yard. It's actually been two members of other teams that have left the yard, one of which from Silver Spring. And in the second game, it was the shortstop earlier, Fulford.
Cal Johnson did find himself out of the park, but that was over at First Responder Field, the home of the only crop dusters.
Foul tip strikeout there. He goes down waving, and 2 for Ludlow, 3 in the game, as he has had himself a very good day. Shows you kind of the general importance of baseball. I mean, this is a guy in the mountains who had a rough year at a JUCO D2 school. He just struck out a D1 player, and then a D1 player after him. He has another D1 player, and Will Hack out of James Madison up. Can't convert on the transfer. Another stolen base for Jackson Mirza as he gets his way all the way to third. The easiest kind as he is in there standing.
Yeah, Mirza showing exactly what the big train like to with their smaller ball lineup, but just being aggressive and willing to run over, and that one a fumble from the catcher and able to jog his way over to third base.
1-0. Just outside. Good take by Hack. 0 for 1 today as he's got himself a walk earlier. The 2-0 now. Lined into right. This one very foul into the kid zone.
Hoping the kids playing Connect 4 over there are keeping an eye out.
Two one. That one high as now a 3-1 count to Hack. Three one now. That one low, and Hack has himself a walk. Very good work by him to draw a second of the day as his OBP rises. Good work by him. It'll bring up Bonaris, the leadoff hitter, whose struggles ended earlier with his out streak of 7. Coming to an end with a bloop single to center. Sometimes you just need one. First pitch is low. A ball 1 delivered. The 1-0. One now. He fouls it back into the seats. One. Bonaris. Big spot here. Runners at the corners. Tying runs at third. Called strike 1. Pretty high fastball that the lower part of the ball actually catches the zone. The 1-2 now is Ludlow with 2 outs. Leading run at first. Tying at third. Left side ground ball collected by the shortstop. Fired just in time as Bonaris will have to strand 2 runners there. Good piece of hitting, but unfortunately just not good enough. Big Train strand 2 more as the struggles with runners in scoring position seem to continue. We'll go to the top half of the 8th inning. Big Train down 3-2 here on the Baseball Network of the Big Train Baseball Network. Welcome back. Terry Kaler sets wearing his brother's number tonight as he forgot his jersey. Happens. Has happened to all ball players. And, luckily you got a twin brother who has not been given his jersey yet because he hasn't showed up just yet, dealing with elbow issues. He'll be cleared
having three
soon.
brothers myself, I can definitely imagine how that conversation goes. Kind of walk up to him and just say, hey, I need your jersey. You don't get to ask questions.
Well, Tanner isn't using it tonight, so Terry, it's all yours. Just got to make sure it hits the wash first. 2-0. Kaler in his second inning of work had a pretty good one his first time out. Struck out 2, saw 3 up, 3 down, as that brings up the 4th man in this order, Kieran Kehoe, who is 0 for 1 tonight, has walked twice as well, was stranded both times. Crowd trying to get into this one. 3 up, 3 down the last 2 innings against this Southern Maryland squad, whose bats have gone pretty quiet since that third. Kehoe a big power threat, though. 2-1. Foul back. Kehoe says he models his game after Pete Alonso in an interview he did with Iona College last season. Two now, delivered from the left arm of Kaler to the righty. Nailed him right in the shin as he misses on that inside corner. Kehoe said something. I think they're going to talk about it here. Interested to see about what.
Yeah, that pitch just low and on the inside a little too far getting away from Kaler. Does end up being kind of a stinger for him on that foot as the umpires together discuss maybe some words said after that at bat. I know there were some earlier words.
Did not hit him. They're discussing, I think, whether it hit the ground first.
See.
Still was really a difficult one, and the manager of the Senators will come out and have a word.
Looks like the decision that the umpires made after that one being the ball came off the dirt before it struck the batter, for just ruled as a ball.
Scott Middleton wants a little explanation, heard it. And said, all right, sounds good. Three-two now. It'll be a full count. Kaler gets second wind here. This time a negative way after the last one. 3-2 outside, walked him anyway. So some pain, but he'll walk to first unrequited, as he will have his pain and his walk, but each in a separate pitch.
Well, and he has earned this one with his body there, so taking himself over to first base, Kaler just earned himself a reset here and going for it on this batter.
First runner allowed in 2 innings. Kehoe was the last time the runner got allowed. The last time the runner was on that was not Kehoe was the top of the 4th, where Chase Fulford singled to get on. He ended up being stranded. Was also on a walk on a 3-2 count. First pitch just on the inside to Zach Anderson. The 1-0 with a runner in the face of Kaler. That one outside. Maybe struggling a little bit to hit the zone right now. Unsure what the Pens got left in it for the big train.
Not too many arms that still have innings left in them for tonight's match. Still games coming on both Saturday and Sunday.
That one low and a 3-0 count. No, excuse me, in there. I apologize. I did not see the call from the umpire. I was a bit confused. I was like, that one was just in there, I thought. It was. What a splendid surprise. 2-1.
Kaler not one of finding himself too far behind on this at-bat. No, it's crucial there.
Good fastball there. Just paints the outside corner. It goes 2-2. Sun setting now. Navy blue in the sky. The 2-2 now as Kaler looks to bring this one back from 2-0 in this order. Slugged into left. Foscolo will get under it. It's a pretty high fly ball, and he gets it. Force Kehoe back to first, as that one the first out of the inning. As good one there. Good pitch in the lower portion of the zone. Gets him kind of waving, poking out. Can't get the power underneath that.
Yeah, that swing, put a good arc on it, but not really, like you said, getting too much oomph behind it in the way he was able to get at it.
Cole Ream, the Richmond Spider, stands in, the second baseman tonight. Inside pitch, did hit him. Got his way to first base on the first pitch of the AB, so pretty quick result there, but now runners on first and second for Kyle Wynn, who's 0 for 2 tonight with a walk.
Kaler needing to find himself a little bit more rhythm here in order to get himself out of what is kind of in a weird circumstance turned into a bit of a jam.
Has struggled with the righties. Has been very adamant kind of on these inside on the righties, outside on the lefties. That's this kind of portion of the zone he likes no matter who's on. Unfortunately, got in twice. One time on the ground first, the other time that one hit him. First pitch to the next batter. An inside strike, perfect pitch to Kyle Wynn. Oh, 1, and Kyle Wynn stands in out of Florida Atlantic. Kaler, pretty animated presence in the clubhouse. Is a kind of solutions first guy. He's very adamant to help with anything he can. Social media. If you follow our social media, you've seen a lot of him because he's on the bullpen. Guys in the bullpen, sometimes they have off days, and he always wants to get in there, have some fun with his brother. 1-1 now, as Terry misses high and inside again.
Terry needed to control that fastball a little bit more. Another one, batter having to duck out of the way for that one.
Takes a little rosin there, as Zach Anderson, maybe a little bit flew out. The other two batters have been hit, one of them on the ground. Psyched out a little bit is Kyle Wynn. Fastball right down the middle, Broadway. He can't catch up. Way behind that one.
Yeah, and Kaler's big frame there able to help punch that one with a good amount of velocity right into the zone.
Count goes to 2-2 for the man on the mound. Kaler, after 2 inside fastballs, comes back with 1 down the middle. Outside now, gets away from Corbin. Runners will go to third and second. The wild pitch advances both. Count also goes full. Dangerous spot as Terry Kaler responsible to try and keep this game even in the top half of the 8th inning.
Yeah, not the timing
Well, down
for that
one,
kind of pitch there. Puts runners in a good position to try and add more to this Senators lead.
3-2 waved goodbye at that one. He is way under a high fastball, nowhere near the zone, but lit him up. It's exactly the pitch you're looking for on 3-2. You know something hittable's coming, or at least you think it is. That will bring up the 0-3 Yenli Nolasco, who will try and break his on-base-less season. Here with a runner on second and third, crucial spot for both Kaler and Nolasco. This game becomes out of reach potentially if Nolasco can drive 2 in with how poorly those Big Train bats have been with runners on.
Nolasco knowing that this is a big at-bat for his team. I mean, they'll probably need more than one run lead to win this. That ball is in the zone for strike 1.
Outside, I think ruled, 1-0. Very close pitch. We'll bring up the second of Kaler's offerings. Low and inside. Strike. Later call. One. He waves and fouls a pitch backwards. Corbin unable to collect it. It'll be 1-2 as runners at second and third. Nolasco falling behind this one, 1-2. He struck out looking earlier in this game. Has grounded out twice to that left side. He's a pull righty. Two-way player. Crowd getting into this one.
I believe that ball might have bounced from the bat off the top of Corbin's helmet.
Time called by Nolasco trying to throw Kaler off, who will grab the rosin bag and will have some time to think about it. Counts 1-2. Took a strike on an inside fastball. Something being called here. Time is relieved. Kaler a little bit out of his rhythm now. 1-2 the count. Excuse me. Something happening here. Unsure of what. Umpires will decide to have a little chat about it. I don't really know on this one. They've called time twice individually. I'm unsure as to why, but we will find out here in a moment. Nolasco called time, and afterwards they got to the other section and be making sure they all knew the situation. We will finally have Kaler's offering on the 1-2 pitch. Crowd into this one. 2 men on. Kaler has a big opportunity to shut the door for now. Low fastball, 2-2 the count. Scoreboard says 3-1 in center. May have been what that was about, just to make sure. Yes, 2-2.
Scoreboard catching up there.
Here he comes. Waved! 4 Ks for Kaler. That one, a big moment. 2 runners stranded. This lead stays at 1. Thanks to the Gaston College Rhino on the mound. We'll be right back. Big Train get a chance to try and equalize in the bottom half of this 8th inning. New man on the mound. It will end the day of the one previous Ryan Ludlow. He gave up 2 innings pitched and only 3 walks, no hits given, 3 strikeouts. Very good day for him, but that'll fall on the shoulders of Ryan Conrad. He will inherit a 1-run lead in the bottom half of this 8th inning after the door was slammed by Terry Kaler in the top half of this inning. Conrad out of Villanova, played 9 innings in that Villanova squad. 9.64 ERA, 12 hits allowed, 11 runs. What are you looking out of this guy to try and find his way through the heart of this order, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, he has to stop not only from the hits, but he has to be careful walking too many people. He has people like Danny Machado who, when they get on base, they try to get extra ones too and are quick and steal bases, so it could get a hand quickly for him.
This one outside, one thing he did give a lot up of was walks. He gave 12 hits, 10 walks, 3 of which were via the hit by pitch. So Machado, 1 for 3 tonight, looking for any way to get on as he takes the second pitch and gives it a lollipop ground ball foul. Six outs remaining to try and fight their way through this one. 0-1. Slammed directly to the second baseman, Rame. So difficult. That's right into the hand of Rame. He actually doesn't even have to move. All he does is move his elbow up. Difficult there. Can't feel good about that one. L4 will go into that one. Certainly feels like an L on that one. Logan Panett will come up after him, the right-handed batter who mashed last season at Gaston and earned his way to George Mason next season. He is committed there. Strike 1 to him from the arms of Conrad. Conrad is out of, and I have to say this because it's such a fun place to say, Balasinwid, PA. 0-1 is slammed into left over the head of the third baseman. Might be extra bases. It will. Panett going for 2. Throw won't get there in time. Has the chance at 3. He'll settle with a standing double as the Big Train have a base runner on second for Emilio Gonzalez.
Well, we mentioned earlier that Panett had not quite got the bat moving too much for the Big Train, but we know from his season at Gaston that he is able to swing the bat and do it hard. He gets himself a stand-up double over at second base. Great piece of hitting from him just over the third baseman's head and into left field. Just what the Big Train need in a crucial part of the bottom of the 8th inning.
What a day for Panett. Didn't get a hit before this one. He's 2 for 2, and he walked twice, stole 1. Emilio Gonzalez watches ball 1. It's high in the zone. Someone in the crowd says, Emilio, you're the GOAT. Got to agree with that kid. 1-0. Trying to find his way into a hitter's count. Gonzalez a lot more patience than we saw in exhibition as he takes the 1-1 fastball on the inside and tries to take this one to Mars. Big Train still looking for their first out-of-the-park home run by a member of this Bethesda squad.
Yeah, Gonzalez just waiting for a breaking ball over the zone that he could really just take a massive swing at.
1-1, it's another fastball inside. He can't handle it fully. It's sawed off foul. Now the 1-2 from Conrad, who will deal with a runner at second for the rest of this inning. Gonzalez, if he can get out, will bring up Foscolo, who already drove in that second run, of the game. But now Gonzalez, he'll stand in on the 1-2, righty to lefty. Big wave at that one, outside fastball way behind it. Gonzalez down, swinging his second strikeout of the night. Foscolo will have to be the man to continue this line moving. He is 1 for 2 tonight with an RBI single, 1 for 3.
Yeah, that ball, Gonzalez just having to reach for, not quite the pitch you would want your hitter swinging at in that sort of count.
Difficult result for the likes of Gonzalez. Timeout. As Foscolo uses, you technically have infinite timeouts, but Foscolo uses a timeout there. Try and settle himself as Conrad tries to go quickly. He's out of Villanova, D1 guy, so he has the pitch clock. Keep that in mind for most of these guys. After redshirting at Kentucky, he actually hasn't seen a pitch clock, Foscolo.
That ball just a little high and outside on the first pitch from Conrad.
1-0. Low and away. Foscolo in danger now. Or putting Conrad, in danger. 2-0. Going to try and have to give him something to hit. You want him to just swing at whatever you give him. And you kind of sit in your head, can I give him a pitch close enough that's outside where he'll swing and miss? Or is that a worry that I might misplace that pitch? And for Conrad, with a runner on second, he might go a little conservative here, try and give him something low, breaking pitch. It's a high fastball that does not get anywhere near the zone. Tried to give him something inside and at his hands after 2 low and away breaking balls.
Foscolo reading that one well. Being patient there, knowing that he doesn't need to swing here. Up 3-0 in the count.
3-0. No green light. Doesn't need it. That's a walk for Ryan Foscolo. He takes his free pass in 4 pitches. He'll make his way to first as he watches a fastball, and it'll bring up the likes of Jackson Mirza, who was up and started the 7th inning with a walk and stole 2 bases to get in scoring position, was eventually stranded, one of 2 runners to be that way. As this might actually be the end of the day for Conrad. We'll see. No, nobody up in the pen. They will just have a conversation with him.
Definitely a useful time for the pitching staff and the defense to get together and make sure everybody's on the same page, because this next out could be very crucial in who wins this game in the bottom of the 8th.
I guess
Senators up 3-2 on the big train.
I guess let's talk some other matchups here today, as no game's gone final, I believe, just tonight. Yes, final. Braves do take down the Crop Dusters 4-2. Top of the 7th, or bottom of the 7th, it's 10-0 Thunderbolts over the Grays. Top of the 9th, as Gaithersburg has their last chance at it, down 4 as Alexandria piles another run on. We're in the bottom of the 8th here on the Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cash, joined by Zach Lewis. Crucial moment here. 2 outs in what has been a tight contest all night. If you're looking at the NBA, Spurs up 5 in the second quarter. And game
Carson,
2.
do you have a dog in that race? Who would you like to see win the NBA?
Knicks
title?
4-0. First pitch to Mirza inside. Conrad walked a guy, last guy up in 4.
You have to say, though, Wembanyama looks right now like he might be the next face of this league.
Just not his time.
Shall see.
Runners at second and first for Mirza. He takes the 1-0 into center field. It's the wrong part of the park to hit that one, unfortunately. Would have gone out and left or right. But it's going to be the 3rd out in center field as 2 runners are stranded. Good work from Conrad after he issues a walk. Big Train only have 3 outs left. They'll try and hold this one at 9 as Conrad appears a little hurt as he comes off this one. We'll see. I don't know what the word is. Bit careful on that right leg of his. 3-2 the lead for this other side coming to visit. Senators lead the Big Train. We'll be right back as the Big Train will try and hold on to this one. A new man on the mound. We'll talk a little bit about it in just a moment. Bradley Gagan, the left-hander out of Eastern Kentucky, he's coming into this one with already an appearance in a start this year, Zach.
Yeah, doing okay in his start here. Only pitching 2 innings. Walking 4.5 batters per 9, so not too bad, but definitely looking to improve on that. No strikeouts last time up, so he would definitely love to see some batters sat on this one.
Well, he has an ERA of 31.5. Second inning got away from him. Gave up 2 runs in the first, 5 in the second. Other way around, 5 in the first, 2 in the second. In the home opener, his second appearance of the year is at home. Did not receive a loss. The Big Train came back in that one. First pitch is a strike, though. As the second one outside to the batter, James Ewert. Ewert in left field tonight. He's been pretty substantial defensively, as this one 1-1.
Gagan definitely has that capability of strikeouts, as you saw his Eastern Kentucky stats there on the screen. 32 strikeouts there at EKU, so definitely a formidable player from the mound. Just needed to get into his rhythm more here with the Big Train.
When he's on, he's on. And 2-2 now is that one in there looking. Ewert with his, they all have actually helmets that are of the team. So it's a very cool helmet he's got there. It's the Maryland flag in black and white, black and gray. 2-2. Outside, Gagan goes full count. Was one of his biggest issues as he started, needed to get some efficiency and couldn't. Got to full count in just about every batter he saw, regardless of the result. Lined in the air to right field. It is very hard and out.
Out foul along the right sideline.
Final in Gaithersburg is 5-3. 2 runs are plated against Alexandria, but they fend it off. In there looking. Gagan gets him caught staring. Fantastic work as Ewert goes down. The first one this inning, crucial, as you do not want to give up a base runner. Chase Fulford, who struck out looking his last time up, but has been dangerous today. Golly, 2 for 4 with a homer and a single.
That was a big moment there for Gagan to get his first strikeout in the Big Train uniform this season.
Gagan in his first year came out of Virginia as the number 5 left-hander in the state. That one misses. The state of Virginia, obviously. Was a starter in Eastern Kentucky to begin the year. Stats leveraged out with it a 9 ERA and then a 7 after 4 appearances from the pen. 1-0. That one, good breaking ball, just nails the inside portion of the zone to Fulford. Crucial outs here, top of the 9th. Big Train down 1. Gagan, the left-hander. That one's fouled back. He gave up a .286 batting average against at Eastern Kentucky. 8 hits in his first start. Also gave up 1 walk, so most of it came via the single and double against Silver Spring in a game that ultimately the Big Train won. Is the one on their 1-2. Out of Ashburn, Virginia, he tries to get this hold. Low, and didn't swing. 2-2 the count now.
This night a little more typical of Maryland summer weather, staying a little more hot and humid into the night.
2-2 foul backwards, and Fulford stays alive. Only in his second game of the year, as he returns from Binghamton. So at least a day off because of the regional.
Umpire there receiving a full complement of baseballs, courtesy of the Big Train bat boy.
2-2 now as Corbin, the battery mate, gives a hand signal. No pitch comm here. The 2-2 now. Gagan, crucial pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Machado. He fields, fires over to first base, and the runner is caught in time. Second out of the inning belongs to Chase Fulford as he goes down and gives way to James Lehman, the third baseman who is 0 for 4 tonight. Reached on an error in the third, ended up scoring after 2 stolen bases, one that Gonzalez is going to bite himself about.
Yeah, Gagan 1 out away from completing his job, coming in here and getting 2 outs, looking for a third to send the big train back to the bottom of the ninth with the best shot they have.
First pitch is a fastball, nowhere near it. He's under it. The lefty batter, Lehman, tried to take that one and send it all the way to the next townie over, Howard. 0-1. One. Outside fastball. Big Train struggling tonight to get any kind of hits. Have gotten 1 hit on the 2 men that have come off relief in the last 3 innings, both named Ryan. Ludlow and Conrad collectively giving up 1.
That pitch there with a lot of movement on it does come back towards the zone, but not quite making its way all the way inside.
Two-one from Gagan. Outside. 3-1 the count now, and in danger of walking Lehman. Crucial time to make sure that this one does not go around. Crucial. Low and skipped in there. Corbin will block, and the runner will get his free pass to first. Difficult for Gagan there. He lets a runner go around this ring of fire, and Lehman on will give way to James Carlson, the center fielder who is also 0 for 4 today. Struck out twice, first time looking, second one swinging, then grounded out and flew out, so has got the out sombrero, fly, ground, striking both ways.
Gagan needed to have the goldfish mentality here. Just seen the new at-bat. Only needs 1 more out to get out of this inning.
Tap 9. Timeout was called by Carlson. Gagan will deliver. Really struggled with traffic on. Just low and outside as that one called a ball. Pickoff attempt as runner certainly in the head of Gagan. He just wants to get out of this inning. Unscathed. 5 outs collected by Gagan in his young season with runners on. Only 1 out before this appearance with a runner off. Got the first out of the game yesterday and then saw plenty of traffic around the bases as 7 came across. 2-0. Redemption, though, for those first 2 nights on a lot of these pitchers. Wines came in and delivered 3 scoreless. Swing and a miss on the 2-0 hitter's pitch. Carlson tries to reach out for a fastball, but he can't get there or catch up. After being behind a fastball, you can maybe expect him to return to this pitch or something low and inside. Would expect maybe a high fastball here, though, from Gagan. Does get just that, and in there. Can't keep up again, 2-2. Crucial once again. We are entering the witching hour of this one. Trying to keep them scoreless for 6 straight innings. The 2-2 from Gagan. Backwards foul. Carlson does a good job to keep himself alive there. A survival swing. Two. Crowd claps on their big train. Runner goes. Line in the air to left. Foscolo's going to have to get very hard on his horse here as the runner goes to 3. He's coming all the way home. A throw from Foscolo is way wide, and the RBI single for Carlson extends this lead to 2. Big job by the Senators. The insurance run added before the bottom of the ninth, and still more batters to go for Gagan, who gives up a line to left.
Foscolo swinging hard on that one, knowing that a cushion here with runs could be crucial for the Senators. Got himself a good piece of that one. It drops into left field, and Big Train now down 4-2.
Up brings the batter Kieran Kehoe, who's been on now 3 times. His last 3 ABs, all walks on 3-2s. That one low. First pitch to Kehoe. Kieran Kehoe has played very emotional first base tonight. He gets into it. Really cares about the game, you can tell. Very passionate. 1-0. Line in the air to center. Bonaris, great play on that one as he tracks back foot. Looked like Aaron Rodgers on the Hail Mary. 2 outs to 3. Big Train give up an insurance run, but go now to the bottom of the ninth. All on the line here with 2 outs. It'll give it back to Ryan Conrad. He will have to go for the 2-inning save here on the Big Train Baseball Network. We'll be right back in just a moment. It's crunch time on the Big Train Baseball Network. Difficult situation for these Big Train. Down 2. It'll be up to Casey Carpenter to get things going on the defensive side as Ryan Conrad on the mound goes for the 2-out save. 2-inning save. Came in with no outs. Got through 3 in the 8th. He saw a lineup from Machado, a double. Struck out Gonzalez, walked Foscolo. And Mirza flying out is what brought us to this point as the first pitch is in there on the inside half. Curious about the NBA Finals, 44-42. Spurs lead. Casey Carpenter. He comes in, down 2. Outside pitch, 1-0 now. Conrad had the issue with the 4-pitch walk to Foscolo. They'll be very patient here. Going to make sure they find a pitch to hit. On deck, Parker Corbin, the catcher, 1-1. Breaking balls in there, a good pitch to Carpenter, who's been pretty selective with his pitches. Doesn't swing too much until it is in that 2-strike zone. Reminds me of Taylor Ward. Taylor Ward it works for, though, because he's proven power. Carpenter trying to prove his. 1-2 for the designated hitter. Outside, fastball. Good layoff from Carpenter, who's in full defense now. You choke up a little with this 2-strike approach. 2-2. Breaking ball, low. Good layoff from Carpenter. He's watched 5 pitches, and now in a full count. Got to survive here. No Rosenbag tonight from Conrad. He's the second Ryan to come in relief for this Senator squad in a row. Full. Breaking pitch just high. Good job by Carpenter. We'll watch 6 pitches go by. Only 2 of them strike, so he'll earn a free pass to first base as he is on with a walk. Start this 9th.
And that's how you start building something here that could result in the Big Train taking an inning to get back there. A walk crucial there for Carpenter getting over to first base.
Tying run at the dish. Big Train looking to walk it off for the second win of the year. 1-2 on this season. 1-0 to Parker Corbin. He doubled, mashed one in the gap to left earlier. He's 1 for 3. Struck out and lined out. 1-0. Watches strike one go by. Zach, I'm nervous. How about you?
Yeah, nervous as well. Big Train could really use this lead and this win here tonight.
1-1. Corbin nearly caught by a fastball. It'll just miss inside. Will miss Corbin's hands as well.
Like I mentioned earlier, I mean, the pitching definitely here tonight for the Big Train. All three pitchers doing a good job getting in and doing what they need to, but the batting just not quite there as that one is high and outside for ball 3.
Corbin represents the potential tying run in this one. He's got a lot of weight on his shoulders, big clutch moment, heart beating through his chest for sure. 3-1 outside, nowhere near the zone on those last 4 pitches, and he's got 2 on with nobody out as Will Hack comes to the dish. Big Train have stranded a heck of a lot of runs today, 10 total, trying to find a way to really get into it with runners in scoring position now. As a runner in scoring position, Big Train, if you're curious, today are a whopping 3 for 14 with runners on and 1 for 10 today with runners in scoring position, 2 for 25 in the past 2 games.
Yeah, not quite the return you want to see from the Big Train bats there. To figure out a little better how and when to swing when you do have those men on the bags.
They'll meet with Conrad. They'll stick with Conrad first off because he is the only man that was up, no man up in the pen. So 4-2 lead for the Senators and the tying run at first. You have Will Hack up, who has been very patient tonight, very disciplined. He's been stranded twice, but he's walked twice. He's 0 for 1. Very clutch hitter tonight. He's hit, I believe, yes, 500 with runners in scoring position. Both hits with runners in scoring position, one of which a bloop single, which ended up only getting down for an extra base for that one runner at second, moved him over to third, but had an RBI earlier this season. Hack trying to break this game open for the Big Train, find their way back into it. He is hitting 182 on the season with a 231 going into tonight. 182 certainly going a little bit further downwards, but 231 up with 2 walks. First pitch from Conrad. He thinks a bunt. Down. It's a perfect one to the pitcher. Exactly what you're looking for in a sacrifice. And now runners at 2 and 3. He does his job. How about that? Sacrifice bunt for Will Hack, who has just been nothing but exactly the kind of guy you want. Great fielder. Took a home run back in the first game of the year in the top of the 9th. And tasked with another clutch play, he lays down the perfect sacrifice bunt. They will pinch run the runner at second, Corbin now. Gramesty comes into the game. He was originally slated and scratched. He'll come into this one with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. Bringing up Julius Bonaris.
Yeah, great bunt by Hack there. The ball dying kind of off his bat. Obviously, just to get him out at first, and great sacrifice bunt to get 2 guys in scoring position there for the Big Train.
First pitch to Bonaris is a watched strike 1. He has gone down 3 times tonight. 1 single, a bloop in the 5th. He has had a rough few days. He's 1 for 9 in his last 9.
Kind of interesting. Wondered if you might see Cal Johnson in a pinch-hitting spot in this kind of situation for the Big Train.
Unsure if he's here today. I believe I do see him on the bench. Would probably come in for the likes of Panette in terms of positionally, because he cannot play second. I don't believe. 1-1. Line in the air to center field. It's deep enough for a sacrifice fly. It will be. Both Gramesty and the third baseman go. Actually, just the third base runner goes as Carpenter will come in to score. Runner in scoring position. A sac fly. Not what you're hoping for in terms of outs, but it does at least get you 1 closer. 4-3 as the Big Train draw within 1.
Bonaris at least having the lead here for the Senators. That one, unfortunately, though, seeing him out there, so tough position for batter here.
Next one up, the likes of number 10, Daniel Machado. He is 1 for 4 on the night. He takes strike one. Tying runner at second. He has to come up with a big hit here. He is the final man on this line to keep it moving. End of the line, 0-1. Ground ball right side, collected by Rame. Over to first, this one's over. A 2-inning save as Conrad on the mound does a fantastic job in relief for this Senator squad who gives up only 3 runs tonight in 3 different innings. One at the bottom of the ninth on the sacrifice fly from Bonaris, but it is not enough. Loss will belong to the man who started this game, and honestly, had a very good one for Charlie Hoagland in his debut. So 3 innings pitched for him, 4 hits, 3 runs, only 2 earned, and a walk given up. They only need 1 extra run in the top half of the ninth. Gagan gets the loss tonight.
Painful one a little bit here for the Big Train once again. Fought hard in all of their losses. 3rd here in a row. Definitely looking to need to bounce back. Home again tomorrow. Stings a little bit for the Big Train, but they'll be back. They'll keep fighting. They know they have a lot of season ahead of them, and they won't get too down in the dumps again after this one.
Big Train fall to 1-1 at home and 1-3 on the season. They'll try and get revenge against the only Crop Dusters tomorrow. Tune in at 7 p.m. That'll be our game here. One more thing to note, I think, for tonight. Save goes to Conrad, and 2-inning saves are very rare, but they kind of relied on it here for the Senators. We'll see them again very, very soon, but they're an in-division opponent. We'll see how things go the rest of this way onwards. Big Train fall 1-3 into the bottom of the division for the first time since 2019, no season 2020. I've been Carson Cass alongside Zach Lewis. 7 p.m. tomorrow, it's Super Women Night. Tune in or come to the ballpark and find out a lot more about these women in the community who have done very big things for other women in the community.